So this is it, the game we have all been waiting for. The Champions League final is finally here. Manchester City versus Inter Milan in Istanbul for the Champions League trophy. Look, it's a massive game. We cannot underplay the importance of this game to both sides. That Manchester City looking for their first treble, first Champions League as well, which would help complete their first treble. Inter, they're looking to get their hands on their first Champions League trophy since 2010. It's a massive game for both of these sides. It's going to be incredible, so you definitely should watch it. But look, I think there's definitely more riding on this game for Manchester City. There's been so much talk about them in the past. Obviously, we know they got to the final in 2021. They lost to Chelsea thanks to a Kai Havertz goal. They were labelled the title as bottlers, which I think is a very unfair title to put on them. None of those players had ever played in the Champions League final before, and neither had the Chelsea team, to be fair. But look, they just... And Guardiola admitted it after the game. He overthought the whole system. Didn't play Rodri, played Gundogan. Now I think he'll definitely be playing Gundogan. He's on incredible form. I reckon he can play a key role in this game, in his final game potentially as Manchester City. I think this game is definitely in Manchester City's hands to lose. You think Haaland, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Grealish, Mahrez, Stones, like the talent on display is unreal in that Manchester City side. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they set up, how Pep goes about it. Obviously, as I said, he overthought the last Champions League final they were in, admittedly by himself. So it'll be very interesting to see how he goes about this one. And yeah, look, I think Haaland will definitely play. He's going to go with the strongest lineup. I think he'll go very much with the team that has ended the season. So you think Ake at left back, Diaz, Akanji, Stones in that new versatile holding role, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Grealish, Bernardo Silva, and then Haaland up front, because that's a team that's got results. They've ended the season incredibly strongly. Obviously, they won the league by 5 points. The only time they've lost a game since February was that Brentford game on the final game of the season, when it was a very, very youthful Manchester City side getting some Premier League experience. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they set up. But I think that's 100% it. But as I said, I think this game's 100% in Manchester City's hands. I'd be very, very surprised if they don't win. But as I say, they have a reputation for bottling it in these big moments, so we'll have to see how they come through. Obviously, they've been formidable this season. As I said, they've already won the treble, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Inter Milan, on the other hand, the team that no one expected to be here, they've already won the Super Cup Italia this year, as well as the Coppa Italia. It didn't go so well for them in the league, finishing second behind a very, very strong Napoli side. But look, they've had an incredible run to get here, beating Porto, beating Benfica, beating their rivals AC Milan in the semi-final. They do deserve to be here, 100%. But when we think about back in April, when there were calls for Inzaghi to be sacked, the fact that he's now led them to a Champions League final, I think, is just incredible. And there's no way you should be ruling them out either. They've got an incredible lineup. I'm really looking forward to seeing Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan, in the midfield, along with Barella, Martinez, Dzeko, Lukaku up front. They've got some damage that can be done up there. You think centre-backs, Romagnoli, Bastoni, Dumfries, he's going to be causing a threat. They've obviously got Onana in goal. So I think they are going to make this game very difficult for Manchester City. It's going to be very interesting to see how they set up themselves, because if I was them, I was listening to Evan Ferguson talking about how he'd set up them, how he'd set Inter up for the Champions League final. He said he'd start Lukaku, and I completely agree with him, because you start Lukaku in the game, he's a very big guy. Due to that fact, that should definitely be used in Inter Milan's favour. You know, he's a hold-up guy. They can use him to take players like Akanji, Diaz, and potentially Stones out of the game, get in down the wings. You know, Çalhanoğlu can make those runs, Mkhitaryan, Martinez, he can also make some runs. And then at the end of the game, bring on Dzeko. It's just a different threat, aerial threat. I'm not saying Lukaku isn't an aerial threat, but he's a taller guy. So it'll be very interesting to see how they set up. And again, I'm not ruling them out at all. I do think they have a very strong chance of actually winning this game. If they set up right, able to stop Manchester City from playing, but that is it. Stopping Manchester City from playing. But yeah, who do you guys think is going to win? I'm going for Man City win. I think they're going to win 2-1, unfortunately. I'd really like Inter to win, but it is what it is. Who do you guys think is going to win? Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, what a season we've had in the Champions League. This is it. Let's see who comes out on top. Thank you very much for watching.